Hi Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your general reading for February 2023. Oh, I keep forgetting. In order to gain any insight into your own situation requires a personal reading. And you can go to my About box section where you will find the reading packages, the prices, and how many questions that you get for the package that you pick. And you can simply pick your package and then email me at the address I just typed in up there and say, hey, I want an hour reading, and then I'll get back to you. Okay. As you guys know, I took my website down offline. So this is the way I'm doing it now. So yes, I've had lots of people emailing me, asking me, if I was still doing readings, and I am still doing private readings, okay? So anyway, here we are. We are at one day past the halfway mark of January 2023, the first month of the new year. I can't believe that. It's crazy. And thank you to all of the people who've been coming up underneath the Capricorn New Moon video, responding to the idea that, yes, it does seem as though time is, what do you call it? Sped up. It just to me, it's not just something that I'm feeling, but I can actually see it by looking at the calendar. So anyway, you guys have some great energy coming up. We're all going to be having some big energy shifts here in March. But you're going to have, Aries, you're going to have Chiron in your sun sign, and you're going to have eventually Jupiter is going to be making his move there, if he's not there already. I just wrote an article for this on the Substack. So if you haven't, I think it's scheduled to come out on Wednesday. So if you haven't signed up for my Substack yet, you can find that by clicking. There's an icon on the channel art. So you can click that, come over and sign over. It's free. Okay. And so this is going to be a real opportunity for some of you to work on how you present yourself, or at the very least, how you view yourself. How do you want to be seen? Aries rules the first house of self. So this could be your way you wear your hair, your weight, your clothes, your wardrobe, your makeup, your social media presence, your CVs, and resumes, headshots. It could be, but it's also an opportunity for you to work on if you are struggling with self-esteem issues, self-assertion, from a positive standpoint. And so you're going to get an opportunity to really work on those things over the next coming year or so. Okay. So I have with me today the Radiant White deck. I have with me both the Fin de Cycle and the La Vida Sibila. Since I don't know what the reading is going to be about, then we will choose an oracle card at the end. All right. So I'm going to turn this around. And then I'm going to put in one more plea for you guys. If you have been following me on Twitter, come over to Mastodon. Give it a try. Twitter has become like 4chan. It's just, it's filled with a lot of hate and angriness and fear, and it's just not a fun space anymore. It doesn't, you're not able to, in a sense, kind of, and I know that some people are going to say, well, yeah, but, you're only having the echo chamber that you want to hear. I think I should have the right to not want to hear hate, divisiveness, racism, xenophobia, homophobia. I have a right, and not to want to hear that or participate in it. It's like turning off the TV when you don't like what you're seeing. So I would urge you, I know it may seem difficult at first to navigate because of the way it's set up and how it's explained. It's explained in a language that you don't understand. But once you get the hang of it, it's really a great space so far. Okay. That can change, as we know. But think about coming over to my instance, which is the server that I'm on. And you can find that information in my bio on Twitter. Okay, so that's my little soapbox for the day. So I have 9 cards. We're going to be doing 9 cards. I've already done some meditation and shuffling on your sign and glyph. If this does not resonate with you as an Aries sun, then please check back to your corresponding moon and rising sign, because that story may resonate with you more. Okay? All right, here we go. 9 cards. The 3 of Cups. The 2 of Wands. The Emperor. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, next row. Justice. The 3 of Pentacles. Okay, now I have 2 3s. Well, the Moon. That's a timing issue for us. We do have the full moon in Capricorn. I want to say it's the 26th of January. I'm sorry, that's a new moon. The Star card. Oh, wow. The 8 of Swords. Wow. And the Ace of Swords. Well. Which is the same said exact ace being held by the figure in Justice. Okay. So, what is the energy over the entire reading? The Temperance. Quite interesting. So what do I have? I have 1 cup, a wand, a pentacle, 2 swords, and 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana, with the major arcana over the entire reading. So the major arcana, for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. The major arcana are spiritual lessons, whereas the numbered cards, the 3, the 2, the pip cards are on a mundane level, on an everyday 3rd dimensional level. Okay, what you are thinking, what you're feeling, how are you motivated, that kind of thing. Right in the center, we have the 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles often is a card that has to do with finances, say the building of something, some kind of business project or work endeavor, creative project. 2 people coming together, going to a 3rd person, discussing things. It can talk about the building of plans, or the laying down of plans, and building a solid foundation for something. As you can see here in the center, that's pillar there is like the cornerstone of this new building, whatever it is that they're doing. And the 2 people have their plans, and they've gone to a 3rd person. The fact that the 3rd person is on a bench indicates that he has a bit more knowledge than the other 2. So he has a bit more experience. So perhaps they're asking him, what more can we do? Or can we alter the plans? So it's about discussion. It is about teamwork. Okay. But I have 2 3s here. And 2 3s can be an indication, at least, in my opinion, or in my experience, that there are at least 3 people involved. But it also speaks to the idea that there will be some delays before future successes can be realized. The cards are read past, present, future, with the interplay of the cards. Here across the top row, the 3 of Cups is an indication of something to celebrate. That could be anything, really. It could be a baby shower, a graduation, what do you call it? A bridal shower. It could be the idea that someone has done something and they've achieved something, so you want to celebrate that. The Two of Wands next to it, though, twos always represent a crossroads, a decision, a choice, an opposition, whether you are opposed in yourself, should I or shouldn't I, will I or won't I, or someone actively opposing you. Now, the Emperor is an interesting card, and particularly in terms of where he fell, because he is the archetypal father energy of the Emperor. So it speaks about older men, father or father-like figures. I have seen this particular figure show up in terms of when we're talking about someone who is a philanthropist or a, what do you call it? A venture capitalist or financial backer. So he also represents counselors and coaches. So in other words, someone who you can go to get information from, who's going to be willing to share that information from you based upon his experience. What I like to say about the Emperor, in my opinion, the Emperor is more than a king. However, he did not become the Emperor by being a wimp or a coward, nor did he become the Emperor and able to maintain his status as Emperor by being a tyrant. So it is a 4, and 4s speak to, in the tarot, a solid, stable foundation. It is about a balance. It is about being able to balance emotion with logic and reason in order to move forward for any gains. I'm not exactly sure if this Emperor is an actual person, and if so, on one respect, he feels like an actual person, but also a situation. The reason why I say that is because he's giving the side eye to these two cards. So I'm not exactly sure if this person is suspect of the choice, or the, what's the word that I'm looking for? Or the use of the energy to celebrate. I don't know if that makes any sense, but hopefully it will here in a little bit. And so there's something about the Emperor that has not quite revealed himself to me yet. We come on the present row, the Justice card. The Justice card speaks to both secular and karmic law. In secular law, it says that, you know, a firm decision has been made, and whatever the outcome or the decision, it is fair. Even if you feel like you may have been given the short end of the stick, because we know that sometimes justice is not always fair, right? In terms of karmic law, it speaks about the ability to balance the scales and weigh up two different types of substances, whatever those substances may be. You see the scales there, because that's what they're used for. Scales are used to balance out things, typically different substances. It speaks about the idea that you are to use your own discernment and judgment and objectivity to make a decision without favor, without passion. Okay? Over to the Moon card. This is our timing. Our timing is roughly the 26th. If you have any decision to be made, you are always asked to, if you can, wait before 3 days before the moon and after the moon. Now that's a full moon, but this is a new moon. But even though it's a new moon that is actually occurring, this represents a full moon. Now the thing about full moons is that it's always a highly emotional time. So if this is not the new moon, it is both the new moon and the upcoming full moon, which will be, and I think it's in Pisces. Let me double check. Hold on. Our next full moon will be, actually it's in Leo. February 5th in Leo. I don't know where Pisces came from, but it's in Leo, okay? The sign of rulers, heads of states, heirs and spares. So again, there's something about these two things. The full moon says that there can be hidden things. There are things that we don't see clearly, even though the full moon gives off a lot of light. Yes, the full moon, it's in the future column, they say, but it is also triggered by the new moon that we will be having on the 26th. Okay, so a moon cycle. The card says that, you know, sometimes this can bring up fears. It could bring up psychological issues. It is about being able to navigate the path even though you can't see clearly where you are going. We know that we see more clearly by the light of the day, by light of the sun, than we do the moon. It is followed by the star card. So in this spread we have two of the luminaries. Okay, there are three luminaries in the tarot. It's the sun, the moon, and the stars. Oftentimes when this card comes up, it speaks to me about the astrology of it, or the cosmology of it. So there's something happening in the sky that may affect this or trigger this particular event. But the star card also speaks about healing. It speaks about wishes and dreams coming true. It is about following your North Star, whatever that North Star may be. It is also about the ability to fill your own well in such a way that you can pour out or share whatever it is that you have in the 5 directions. But we see that something comes to kind of hinder you. There's an obstacle here. It is the 8 of Swords. 8s can represent our karmic numbers. They typically have to do with finances, but this is a sword. Swords cards represent thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, and communication, even if that communication is what you are having with yourself. This is one of 2 what are known as the hoodwinked cards in the Rider-Waite deck. The second card is the 2 of Swords, the only 2 figures in the deck that are blindfolded. So the question becomes, or the energy of this card is, am I really not saying what I'm saying, or is someone pulling the wool over my eyes? The 8 of Swords is known as the windmills of our mind. So this is the idea that you either feel that you are in a situation you are not comfortable with, or that you or someone else is behaving in a manner which you feel the means will justify the ends. It is also the idea that you feel stuck in a particular situation and you cannot get out. But the 8 of Swords says that even if you may not be able to physically move, your mind is free to roam and do whatever it needs to do. So the card counsels to think about what actions you will be taking once you are free. But the other thing about this card says that if you find yourself in the position, this is a position of your own making. Okay, and that can be a difficult thing to hear sometimes. It ends with the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is twofold. It is the strongest ace, most powerful ace in the deck, and it says that when it appears, most definitely something will be changing. Okay, so this could be new ideas, new projects, clearer thinking, clearer communication. But again, it is twofold in that it can sometimes be the excessive degree of everything. Worry, anxiety, fear. These are all mental energies, right? We may feel them emotionally, but it's basically, you know, the windmills of our mind going over and over in something again until we get ourselves into a particular mental and or emotional state. I have seen this card show up when it talks about marriages. That is one of the ancient interpretations. Here, the crown at the top looks like a ring. It would be a formal proposal, okay? But it also mimics the idea of justice here, all right? So I don't have any court cards, so this is good. The fact that there are 4 major arcana and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's more heavily weighted towards the pip cards, but 1 major arcana card holds more sway than all of these pip cards put together. So there's a lesson here, and I'm not quite exactly sure what this lesson is. So what I'm going to do is to see if I can garner some more information by seeing if these cards have additional meanings with these cards. I feel that there is something here with this 3 of Pentacles, something that you have not seen, something that you do not know. and that perhaps maybe the cards are trying to not necessarily give you a warning, but trying to bring to your attention that there may be something about this particular situation you are not aware of at the moment. So let's see. We're going to start as they fell. We'll start with the Three of Cups. Nothing with the Three of Cups. The Two of Wands. With the Emperor is a message that opportunities are abound and opportunity is imminent. So establish yourself and set ideas into motion. The time is fruitful. Make the most of it. Well, I would agree with that, but I feel that by February 5th, there's going to be a change here, okay? One in which either you do not see coming or you did not plan for, all right? Because sometimes this card can be about the inability to make firm decisions or not being able to think clearly. We shall see. Three of Pentacles. With the Emperor. May be telling of a clash of personalities and the battle of wills or disagreements, particularly in the work arena. So there's this thing here. 2 3s can sometimes tell of a small but pleasant surprise. But it is an indication that hard work, 2 3s, when this card appears with another 3 card, it can sometimes be an indication that hard work and some obstacles will present before completion of successful work and rewards. That there's more than one person involved. It also suggests that there may be a period of suspended activity before future successes are brought to fruition. So everything I first said to you before I'm double checking this is on point. Let's move now to the Suit of Swords. The 8 of Swords tells me nothing. With the Ace, however, let's see. Luckily, I only have one Pentacle card. The Ace tells me nothing. It implies that there's a focus on a critical and potentially volatile situation or circumstance. You may find yourself in a position of having to take action or make a decision under stressful circumstances. It is important that you keep your emotions balanced in order to make the correct decision. Well, remember when I was saying to you that in the New Moon Capricorn reading that sometimes this is not actually people. In this instance, it's 2 things. It is a person, but it is also the energy that you are going to have to embody to get through this time period. If I were to pick out a card, it would be the 3 of Pentacles right in the center. Let me go to the Emperor quickly to see if he has anything else he would like to say to us. It may be indicating a connection to a position or figure of authority and could suggest that there is an opportunity to take control over others. It may be indicating that this is a time when new opportunities will present themselves, and if these opportunities have solid foundations, they could bring success. It tells you to act without delay, but allow for change, excuse me, and be willing to adapt accordingly. So I'm going to first, I think I'll be using the Sibilas for this. You see, the Temperance card over the whole thing, Temperance is a card of moderation. moderation of opposites, really, fire and water, the passion with the emotion. It also is an indication of a card of compromise. And it says that if you can find a compromise, then everybody will win. Now, we know that sometimes compromise, I had a friend who worked, when I worked in corporate America, who often said, when they were doing deals, you know, how do you know the deal was good? Because neither side got exactly what they wanted. Therefore, it's fair and it's balanced. So that always has stuck with me. And so that's compromise. You may not always, not everybody may not get exactly what they wanted, but you're able to hammer out something, okay? I want to take a look at this Emperor here, and I don't know if these cards are going to be willing to work with me to see about this Emperor. I might even lay Sibilas over the top of him as well. Mature man. Well, that fits. Same description. So we have an identifier. It is a mature male. Typically, this mature male is someone that you can go and speak with. And if he has advice, it is counsel that you should listen. Wealthy man. Well, now this implies that the person is a business person. They are ambitious. They have lots of good business ideas. Typically, if he shows up, then it says that he's going to be favorable to whatever propositions that you have. And the house, which indicates some type of stability. Okay. Now, going back to the fact that this may be, I mean, this could be, you know, a family member, the mature male, the father figure, an uncle, you know, someone who is like that for you. So the house represents your sanctuary. It speaks about stability. It speaks about property, land holdings, real estate. It also speaks about, in business deals, some type of project that has the potential to be quite fruitful. So we have him. But now I'm going to move to the Sibilas to pick out the Three of Pentacles. Okay? To see if this Three of Pentacles, because everything else is going on around this Three of Pentacles. And in a way, it feels as though all systems are go, but then something occurs around the full moon. Between the new moon and the full moon. The 26th of January to the 5th of February. So, Fidelta. So this is loyalty and fidelity. Not just to people, but also perhaps to ideas and or belief systems. So to me, the card is saying that it's a, you know, everybody's on the same page. We think it's a good idea. But then the Prigione shows up. And this says to me that someone is stalling. Someone will be stalling. The Dispiacere. And you're going to receive the news. And I think that this is someone reneging or changing their mind. Who? I don't know. Okay? I want to look at this Eight of Swords. Not the moon. The moon gives me the timing of it. This brings up all kinds of fears and emotions for you. I don't think, however, that your hope is dimmed in any way. It just may be, you know, a hiccup. So let's take a look at the Eight of Swords. The Viaggio, the trip or the visit. Most times associated with business travel, but the card can also speak to, just on a general level, change and transformation. A situation moving through change and transformation. The desperate jealousy, which in the deck is the Eight of Spades, which is also the Eight of Swords. which portends, bad news, bad luck. It could be the idea that you, it talks about huge financial losses. It speaks about debt and insolvency, trouble with the law. Hold on, because if I'm not mistaken, there is also another indication that you may be about to trust someone whom you shouldn't. I just want to double check this before I give that to you. Yes. It says that it warns of a toxic environment. Now, we've heard that there could be a clash of wills or temperaments in the work arena. So it says that it warns of a toxic environment and of toxic people around you. The person, you may even feel as though you are surrounded by nice people and that nothing in the environment is toxic. But this turns out always to be false, revealing that those nice people have been deeply envious and are scheming behind your back to cause ruin. The card also indicates treachery, slander, gossip, and envy. It warns of danger, a danger coming from your circle of acquaintances. It warns that you may be about to trust someone who will ultimately lead you to your ruin. So it heralds scandals, slander, gossip, and backstabbing. The card, since there are no, court cards here, I really can't say, who these people are. But there is this idea of plurality. The three figures here. The three figures here. Even the three figures in the moon. The dog, the wolf, and the lobster. Okay? So, I would say that someone in the group perhaps is not who they say they are, or are not who they are pretending to be. And that covers many things. Final card for this, indeed, the Domestico, who is kind of a sleazy character in this particular deck. What he does is he helps, right? He is a domestic, so he runs errands, he does things. But he's also known as a collaborator. That's another interpretation for him in this deck. And so the question becomes, is he helping you, or is he really helping himself? Okay? Typically would be a younger male. That's really, all it has to say. I can't give you anything more than that. Sometimes it could be the man returning. See, he's coming through the open door. He's got his hat in his hand. And it may be he himself who has financial issues, troubles with the law. And he is coming back, okay, at a time that is not convenient. So I'm going to pull let me see here, an angel answer card, and I'm going to pull, we'll stick with him, with Nostradamus. So let me we will start with the angel answers, okay? Formulate a question for the angel answer cards. It's quite interesting. And I have been noticing as of late that sometimes, well, lately, the cards have not been necessarily revealing all information. But they're not supposed to tell you exactly what's happening. And it's not supposed to tell you what you should do. This is something you're going to have to determine through your own reason and logic, through your own discernment and judgment, through your own ability to trust what your intuition is telling you, and to keep the faith in terms of whatever your hopes and dreams are. That's what it is. But this will require some type of compromise, perhaps even a sacrifice, okay? And I do feel that it is the arrival of this individual that kind of throws you for a loop mentally. You're not quite sure what to make of it, what to do. Okay? All right, so here's your card. Now the card says success. And this can be interpreted too as a success. I feel that if you are able to navigate this, if you are able to come to a successful compromise, then yes. So I think I said at the beginning that and if I didn't, I should have, saying that even though that this may, you know, throw an obstacle or a block down your path, it doesn't mean necessarily that you won't be able to complete whatever it is you're trying to do. You know, be successful in it. So the card says success. Congratulations, you are on the road to success. You needn't have any reservation about your situation, and it will work out beautifully. Part of living a successful life is taking care of yourself. It is wonderful to have many things to be grateful for, but make sure you do not wear yourself down by working too hard. Take time to enjoy peace in your life. And I want to say something else. There is a path here. And I've seen this card show up when people come to me and they want to know if they're on the right path. And the cards will invariably answer that question with this one. It says that, yes, you are on the right path. The mountains in the back indicate obstacles in the future that will be coming up. But there is the prize. So to continue on. But even the moon has a path between the two towers, right? And so this is about walking the path even if you can't see clearly. Trust what your intuition is telling you. All right. Now we will move to the Golden Nostradamus. Formulate your question for the Golden Nostradamus. If I'm not mistaken, that is the vase. Let me double check that for you. It is number 20. The vase. It's actually called the rose. Of all his creatures, God alone can stand on his own. Never be too vain or proud. Accept the advice of people who love you and stay away from cunning and hatred. Love yourself and be fair with others. I don't know if that means anything to you, but there you have it for February 2023. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I do hope this message helps. And again, as I say, if this doesn't resonate with you, check your Moon and Rising signs. Until next time, be well, stay safe, and namaste. Bye.